أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. Of the thousands of ayat that are there within the Holy Quran, the longest ayah is about the importance of a written agreement and contract between two parties. The Quran and Hadith are filled with various references to fulfilling one's promise, fulfilling one's oath, not breaking oaths, not breaking contracts or promises. They talk about the negative effects that will come across in a person's life. Things like the one who breaks his promise or contract, God will make his enemies overpower him. Or that individual that has broken his promise or his oath or his contract, he has no deen, has no religion. Or that the Holy Prophet on the Day of Judgment will stand against the one that has broken a contract, that has broken his oath or promise, and will complain directly to Allah about that individual. So it's really important that one maintains the oaths and the promises that a person has made. And one of the ways to counter these breaking of promises that occur is to have a written agreement. As I said, the longest ayah of the Holy Quran is about this. The Holy Prophet says that if a person was swindled out of money that he had loaned someone, and that person refuses to pay him back, now no matter how much he wishes and he prays to Allah, Allah will not listen to him. Why? Because this individual did not have a written contract. It doesn't matter how close the person is to you. Could be a brother, could be your best friend, could be your cousin, or it could be someone from the community. The requirement is that a contract must be written. If it's a direct transaction, i.e. I've got something and I've sold it straight away, there's no need. However, if it's something more longer term, a business deal, a loan, interest-free, mind you, a loan that you give to someone, then there must be a written contract. So I'm going to give you 5 points from this beautiful ayah of the Holy Quran that will give us a concise understanding of what this loan agreement needs to look like. The first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah says make sure that you write down an agreement. The moment you say to someone that I'm going to loan money, or you ask someone for a loan, make sure that there is a written agreement. The second is that make sure you don't write the agreement yourself. Get a third party in that is impartial, that is not siding with either side, to write this agreement. The third point that the ayah of the Holy Quran tells us is that, and this goes contrary to everything we know in our current societal makeup, and that is that the one that is taking the loan is the one that needs to initiate the loan agreement, not the one that is giving the loan. And this has an effect on that person. The first is there is a sense of understanding of the terms and conditions of that agreement. Second is that this person has a sense of responsibility when they themselves are taking part in writing this loan agreement. The fourth point that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says is that make sure that you have two adil witnesses that are there and they are witnessing the signing of this document. They must be just, and they must be there when this document is being signed. The fifth and final point that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes in this ayah is in terms of intimidation. And that is for the one that has written the contract and those that have witnessed it. Time and time again, we find situations where there are witnesses to a business transaction or someone that has written a contract up for someone that becomes subject to the intimidation of either one of those parties to maybe adjust or take away their shahadat, their witnessing of that particular event. However, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that do not intimidate the witness and do not intimidate the one that has written this contract for you. 5 salient points that we can take into our life. But the main thing to take away is that make sure there is always a contract. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay?